last 10% when
Yeah.
you at 64.
And yeah, so and then this will what I'll do is have this I'll essentially have this as a quote unquote video lesson of I guess we could call this it's not really system four. It's just executing at at pretty much the highest level for system one. And so right here we have first or second green day, which is fine. So right here we get a check off the checklist. If we were creating a checklist, this is first or second green day. How is this a first green day? Yesterday was red. This day is green. That's a first green day. Next, I'm looking for volatility, which I did get pre-market. It did dip down to the 21 and 28, but it's in this gray area, so not considering entering. Once it hit 930, this black area starts, dip down, came up here, almost created an entry. This close over revalidates the potential execution. This is the entry candle at 9:55 a.m. And so for the recording, let's just same thing. Let's say you got in slightly late. There was large bid orders and you got in at 0.387. This would be your entry. And so if you, of course, you would need to know how many shares you're going to buy. And let's just take a $4,000 investment and divide it by the entry price. And like I showed on the video that I posted on YouTube, the E-Trade calculator will do this for you. So you don't have to type this in the calculator. You put 4,000, it will take the current price and it'll give you the share count. This is how many shares of this company, NXL, you will buy. And once you buy this many shares, you will let the possibilities play out. There's only four things that can happen. And for this example, what happened is it blew right through the middle VWAP, which is this purple line. It closed over it. And then we're normally looking for a high of day break, but it was already at the high of day. And so just wanted to cash out on the highest on the because right here I know for a fact in this candle with the volume bar being this high and it wicking down like this right near the upper VWAP, I know for a fact there was large bid orders, large ask orders creating that top. And so instead of just cashing out 5 to 10% on your entry, because if you look at that, if you look how close that is, it probably got hit almost instantly if you do 5%. And the reason why I always do that is to keep myself mindful of I'm up profit and 5 to 10% will significantly grow your account.
Isaiah, question.
Go. Yeah. Shoot.
You know how like we had stop loss and break even? Is there you guys have that on Thinkorswim or on E-Trade?
We do over $1 a share, but under $1 a share, no.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, see, 5% is right there. So literally same candle.
So
And
the
then,
paid what for $2,600?
and then 10% is 42.57. So, and so the reason I always say don't just spam out at 5 or 10% gain is because look, it got hit as soon as you entered, it got hit in the same 5 minutes. And now when you're losing using larger size is perfect. Like when you're using 20K, 50K and you're up 2,500, 5K in 5 minutes, it feels nice. But then at the same time, it's better to trade price action because not every stock is going to have this type of movement. And so the ones that do, you want to capitalize. And so letting the possibilities play out is more advantageous each setup, but it is slightly more work because I trust me, it's super simple to get in and then just set your 50% to sell or 100% to sell at 5% and just let it cash out. And
Mm.
I showed this to someone that was setting their expectation per trade too high based on their entry. And so they're entering in a higher area and then having too high of an expectation on every single stock. which is a form of gambling, which is what I had mentioned to you the other day. But simply trading price action will allow you to capitalize, and you'll have a lot more success, and you'll have consistent success. And because if you cash out 5% every single trade, you're gonna make 60 to 100% a month, which is more than enough for anyone. That's only 5% per trade. And the success rate is close to 100%. I'm not gonna say 100%, but it's extremely close to 100%. And so it's easy for someone to do that. But someone who wants to go exponential is gonna trade price action, which is what I teach. Because I
And
rather,
you know,
yeah, go ahead.
I was getting dinner at a high-end restaurant in last Saturday, and I was talking, because I was wearing a bow tie, because I was just feeling the process, right? So then I
Mhm.
went out to the restaurant, and he tells his wife, he's the only person here who's wearing a tuxedo with a bow tie. He's like, come over here. So I went up to him, he's like, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a day trader. He was like, what do you day trade? I'm like, I'm like, I day trade crypto, and now I'm, doing stocks. That's when I joined your core. I'm like, and he told me about you, and he goes to me, he's like, Aspen, look at this. Not every day is a good day or a bad day. But hold on though. And what does Kevin talk about? Don't let people put rats in your head. So if you really believe that there's going to be a bad and a good day, that's where you fucked up.
Yep.
Every day is an absolute terrific day unless you make it. You can even take your losses as a terrific day, absolutely, and your wins are absolutely a terrific day.
Yep.
Every day is an absolute terrific day. There's no bad day in the markets or a good day.
100%.
So that's where I look at it. And you talking about price action. I think that's the much. I just learned that. Price action. You just saying that it just made it so much easier for me now.
Yeah. Because
Because
I could cash out 5% every single trade and make 60 to 100% a month, and I'm cool. But why would I why would I miss out on this other 64% in 10 minutes later if price action is showing that's where it's going?
what is that on 4,000 64%? That would be ideally,
It's like 2,600. It was that 2,592 number. It
and
was this right here.
that's fucking beautiful. $2,500 and $2,600, and then you can just grow that. Now I know what do you mean by you can
Compounding. Yep.
you can easily go from four figures to five figures. I think 100,000 could easily go because once you get to the
Easily.
100,000 mark, that's like what you do 100,000, do that 64%. That's like what ideally $64,000
Exactly. Yep.
off of like literally one trade.
Yep. 10 minutes.
Isaiah, the universe sent you on this earth, man. You're blessed. You're loved. Thank you.
I appreciate that. I feel that every day, all day.
Thank you. No, I see the vision with this, but it's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm gonna go shower. I'm gonna go get these accounts set up, and I'm gonna get the funds in, and I'm gonna trade with you in a couple of days, and then let's run this up, man. That's my vision with you. I'm in this with you long term, 5, 10 plus years into this. Because I don't know if Andy did tell you or not, but I love trading, bro. I can stay with you hours and hours. I can I love trading, man.
Same.
I'm glad that I found someone in Jin that I could talk to now on a daily basis. This is beautiful, absolutely terrific, man.
Appreciate that. And same to you as well.
Yes, have an absolute terrific day, man. And I'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Thank you. You do the same. Talk soon. Bye-bye. All right. And just for the recording, just to continue to go over this setup is what I was saying is after entry, 5 and 10% gain got hit right here. And so it was extremely quick. But the next possibility was it waiting to see how it reacts to the middle VWAP. It just closed right over it, which is perfect, and then supported it. And then, like I said, this is the highest volume bar on the day. And I know for a fact for it to wick off the upper VWAP like this, there had to be large orders on the ask, telling you to indicating to sell your position. And that was the move there. And that was really all. Usually Wednesdays are pretty pretty slow until later in the day. This one hasn't dipped to the 21 and 28. Let's see if I can give since this will kind of be a video lesson, I'll go over what was that trade? What was the investment from yesterday? Oh, BRSH. I'll go over BRSH since this will essentially be a video lesson. And this one is a perfect one to go over because you also have in the group, you have the screenshots of the investment progression. And so again, you have this volatility. Well, we'll just start with the checklist. This is first green day yesterday. But why? Because the previous day was red. So this day right here was the first green day. So you get a check there. It's either first or second green day. If it's third, fourth on a listed stock, which is NASDAQ or NYSE, I'm not touching it. So we have your first check. Next, we have volatility. And then it took a while. You could see I was waiting like almost 2 hours for this dip. But then right here, we got the dip. And then in the screenshot, you can see that I had large, there were large bid size orders on the bid. And so that caused me to consider entering. And then we had the possibilities. And for this one, it just came up, closed over, and then retested as support and then made a new high. The potential main target is to have on like 25% or less of your entire position still on, depending on price action. Like sitting through all of this sideways action is pretty hard, and you never know if that sideways price action is gonna do this or kind of like what NXL is doing right now, or it's gonna just fade off. You don't know. And so that's why you want to take profit as the move plays out. But let's just do our 5 and 10% alerts. So yesterday, I'm not going to use a hypothetical example. I'm going to use my exact entry from yesterday. On the bid, I had large support, and so I ended up getting it at this price right here, 0.0716. And if I add 5% to that, 7518 was my 5% alert that would have got hit. And you can see that in the screenshot that I posted in the chat. Missing a digit, 7518. And so you could see it literally entered right here, got hit in this candle, and then the 10% gain from the entry. Oops, plus 10%. Wait, did it do it? I think it did it. 716 plus 10%. 7876. And so then let's mark 7876. All right, and then so you can see the 5 and 10% got hit in the same candle of the possibility of watching it react to the middle view up. And so at this point, coming back down to the I will rarely ever let my position go up past 7%, 10% and higher and come back down to my 5% gain without taking any off. Like, and what does that mean? I entered 100% of my position here. It went up. Once it was topping in this candle, that price action wasn't like this where it's just blowing through the high of day. This I'll hold. This where it's just topping, because this is a 5-minute candle where it's just topping. I'm going to take off 25 to 50% of my position as high as I can in this candle, especially when it's already past both of my percentage gains right here. And so when it came back down and held, I still had 25% of my position left. Once it broke this high and started topping again, I took 25% off. And so at this point right here, I only had 25% of my position left. And I just held it all the way through this. And I was waiting for this, the high of day to get broken. And it did. And I cashed out in this area, the last 25%. And so I was out 100% of my position. And then that's the entire setup. That's it. There's nothing more to it. Check the daily chart, first or second green day. Next, look for volatility. Next, wait for the dip down to the 21 and 28. Once it's in this area, make sure you're looking at the level 2, looking for large. Here's a great example of a large bid order. This is 3 digits or 4 digits right here. And this is 700, which means 70,000 shares. I'm looking for this on the bid. It doesn't need to be this exact number depending on the price of the stock. If it's under 10 cents, I definitely want it to be 400 or more. If it's over 10 cents, 3 digits to 4 digits is fine. I got that. And you can see only reason price would hold up like this is because it's clearly being like this is a large order as well, because it's clearly being supported. And that's what causes the momentum to go up. So just even if I wasn't looking at the chart at all, if I just paid attention to the level 2, I would be able to see the tops and bottoms, essentially the support and resistance. Got that, and then it played out. And then again, right here, this high of the day candle was just almost the highest volume on the day, and which is usually an indication of a top. And so you can see right here, this was the highest volume bar of the day. What did it do? It created a resistance top. This was the highest volume of the day, created a resistance top. And so that was the play for yesterday. And that's the setup. And a great question is, where did this stock come from? Again, there's scanners that I show you how to make in the video lesson. And so you want to utilize the scanner in order to see the stocks. And so you're being very selective because one, the stock has to make it to your scanner. After it makes it to the scanner, I then need to see first or second green day and volatility. If it's just first or second green day and no volatility, I'm not considering it. If it's just volatility and it's third, fourth, fifth green day, I'm not considering it. Excuse me. I'm not considering it. It needs to be first or second green day and volatility. And then after that, it then needs to dip down to the 21 and 28. And then when it dips down to the 21 and 28, it then needs to have large bid orders. And then I would consider putting my money at risk. So there's a lot of things that has to happen in order for me to consider taking an investment. And that is why the probability and success rate of my trades, my investments that I take is so high. And so that will conclude this video lesson. I'm not going to call this system 4. It's not system 4. It's just, it's essentially system 1 and system 2 mixed together, but executing at what I found to be the highest level of success and probability and consistency. And so, but this will be listed as a video lesson. Maybe I'll just call this video lesson must watch. I'll just put must watch video lesson.